Hey everybody, it's Thursday again. That means it's the time of the week where I share one of my favorite recipes with you. And this is really one of my favorites. It's a classic, okay? One of the things that I enjoy the most about working at the library is the varied conversations that we get to have. And today, one of the books that came in had potluck in the title. So we got to talking about potluck meals, and I really like a potluck. I think it's wonderful. Some people were kind of lukewarm on it, and others said, oh, they don't like them at all. It's too much pressure, too much risk of failure if you try a new recipe. And I hope that this takes some of the pressure off for you. It's, like I said, it's a classic, and it's real simple, and it always goes over well when I take it. So I really hope that potlucks are not a thing of the past with the world being the way it is now. I hope that we can get back to them, and soon, because I really miss them. So here's one of my favorite potluck recipes. It's a classic. This is 7-layer salad. Now, there are several variations of this recipe. It's like a lot of things that I make, it's kind of a clean out the fridge recipe, okay? You can use what you have. There are a few basics, but then you can take it different directions. So the first thing you need, of course, is lettuce. The first thing you need is a bowl. I don't have one of those fancy trifle dishes, you know, the tall, clear glass things. I don't have one. I do, however, have a nice flat Tupperware dish, and this is usually what I take salad in. It holds a lot of salad, actually, and works great. So first thing you need is a bowl. The next thing you need is your lettuce of choice. This is a spring mix, okay? Nice leafy. We've got some lettuce, some spinach. What does this one have in it? Doesn't say specifically, but there's some escarole in there. I can see some beet greens. Looks like some radicchio, maybe. You can use whichever green you like. If you want to use spinach, plain spinach, you can do that. If you want to do, I think they have one called power greens, you can do that. If you want to use plain old iceberg lettuce, that is classic, that is traditional, that is cheap. So use whatever you want, okay? Okay, so I'm going to fill this pretty full. This lettuce, as you put the other layers on, is going to squish down, okay? So it takes more than you think, so fill it pretty full. This is almost level, okay? Okay, so there's my lettuce. Set him off to the side for a minute. The next thing we need is a red onion. Some recipes call for green onions. If that's what you have, by all means, use it. If I had my garden going, I might just go out and pull some fresh green onions. I like green onions in salad. I think it gives a wonderful flavor. Unfortunately, it's the middle of winter, and I don't have a whole lot of fresh onions right now. So I bought a red onion. The red onions are a little bit sweeter, and they give a nice color. So I'm going to use my handy dandy mandolin again. If you don't have one of these, use a knife. If you do have one of these, be very, very careful. You can take off your fingers really quickly. Not that I would be speaking from experience, of course. This is really handy. It's got really sharp blade right here, okay? And then it has a guard, or not a guard, a spacer. This one is for thin slices. If I flip it over, it has little blades on it, and it will do dices, so you could do that too. I'm just going to put it in there for thin slices. This makes quick work of my onion. Okay. onion. Slippery little thing. Probably half an onion is more than I will ever need. Okay, so we just take our onion, you kind of separate the rings a little bit, put a nice layer of him on there. It's up to you how much onion you would like. It's also up to the onion how strong he wants to be. And that, I wish I could tell you that there was a good way to tell how strong the onion is. I haven't found one yet. Maybe there is. If somebody knows how to tell how strong the onion is, please tell me, because I want to pick a good one. I don't want a hot one. Okay? All right. Okay, I like the onion. Like I said, if you have green onion, that's fine. You might put a little bit more green onion on there than you would a regular onion. I don't know. Okay, there's my onion. It's pretty already. That purple and green, I love it. Okay. The next thing we're going to add is tomatoes. Again, if I had my garden going, I would just chop up some nice tomatoes. I like the yellow ones. That's usually what I grow. But again, it's the middle of winter. So I have cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes generally have a good flavor year round. So even in the dead of winter, you're going to get nice sweet tomatoes. These I've just cut in half. You could leave them whole. If you're going to let your salad sit, you know, if maybe you're only 1 or 2 people and you want to make this and you're anticipating it's going to sit in the fridge for a day or 2, you might want to leave your little tomatoes whole. They'll keep better that way. They won't get as mushy and watery. Okay, this is just a pint of little tomatoes. Pretty, pretty. All right, there's my towel. He's stuck. Okay. All right, the next thing is, this is half a bag of frozen peas. I've blanched these and drained them and let them cool. Okay. Just frozen peas, nothing fancy. I like the peas. They add a nice sweetness. That's another veggie. I mean, everybody needs more veggies in their lives. Okay, peas, there we go. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to set you off to the side again. And I'm going to peel some eggs. I have 4 hard-boiled eggs. I have 2 that I've already peeled. When you boil your eggs, when they're done, you boil them for 15 minutes and then dump the hot water off and put them in an ice bath. What that means is that you run cold water over them and you put ice in with it to shock them. And this is why. Okay, everybody has a hard time peeling eggs. Look how easy these are peeling. Just peels right off, flakes right off. That's just because I put him in an ice bath and it shocked him and it made that shell come right off. Okay, pretty, very, very pretty. These are fresh eggs too. The longer you leave eggs, the easier they are to peel. So 3-week-old eggs will peel easier than brand new bottom today eggs. Okay, these are fresh. Get rid of my shells here. I just wanted you to see how easy those peel if you put them in the ice bath and shock them. When I was in high school, I worked at a little restaurant and learned how to do some of these things. So they're good little tips and tricks to know. Some people, you know, if you didn't work in a restaurant, you wouldn't know that. Ooh, he has shell. Rinse the shell off. Okay. I'm just going to slice my egg. And if they are not perfect slices, that is okay. You know what? It's all going to get layered in that salad. And unless somebody is looking super, super close, they are never going to know the difference. And if they're looking that close, they probably deserve what they see. Okay. So like I said, I love a potluck. I think they're wonderful. It's, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Get to try new things. Even if you find something that you don't like at a potluck, there's a way to get around offending people. Okay? So if you go to a potluck and let's say Barbara is sitting next to you and Barbara brought some kind of, I don't know, carrot salad, let's say, and you didn't care for it. You know she's going to say, "Oh, did you like my salad?" You know she will. Okay? We're all Barbara from time to time. Well, guess what? You don't have to lie to her. You don't have to say, "Oh, yeah, I didn't care for that at all." The way around that is, "Oh, well, I think I'm saving room for dessert." That's all you have to say. Say, "Well, you know, somebody made an apple pie over there. I think I better save room for it." That's all you have to say. She'll never know that you didn't like her carrot salad. It's a little trick I've learned over the years from going to a lot of church potlucks. You never really want to offend anyone. Say, "Oh man, I didn't like that." You just say, "Well, I'm saving room for dessert." Okay, so there are our eggs. I just sliced them up and layered them over the top. Ooh, my light is weird. Okay, very nice. Okay, so here is where our salad turns into a complete meal. We have 4 veggies in there already. We have some protein with our egg. We're going to add more protein. This is 1/2 pound of bacon that I cooked and crumbled. And I don't cook my bacon on the stove. I put it in the oven and cook it on a cookie sheet, 425 for about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how crispy you want your bacon. Comes out perfect every time. And I don't have to sit there and babysit it. It's great. Okay. So far so good, right? Okay. Then the next thing we're going to put on is cheese. I just have sharp cheddar. I like sharp cheddar and I like the color that it adds. But if you like mozzarella or Kojak or pepper jack, maybe you like Swiss, it's whatever. Whatever you happen to have. Okay. All right. And this is kind of to your personal taste. You can put a lot of cheese, a little bit of cheese. Whatever, this is probably 2/3 of a bag, and that's plenty for this size dish. Okay, so we have lettuce, onions, tomatoes, peas, eggs, bacon, and cheese. That's 7 layers, but we cannot have a dry salad. So now we have to make the dressing. This is the easiest dressing, and it's wonderful. It's delicious. You can use ranch, you can use Dorothy Lynch, you can use store-bought dressing, whatever you like. However, it is traditional that it kind of has a mayonnaise type dressing. Okay, so this one is super simple. It's a 1/2 cup of sour cream, 1/2 cup of real mayonnaise, a tablespoon of sugar, and then I add in dill and salt and pepper to taste. Okay, you're traditionally supposed to spread it all over the top of everything. However, that's a lot of mayonnaise. It's a little bit too much, in my opinion. So what I do is I like to kind of squirt it over the top. I don't have a fancy squirt bottle. I do, however, have a zip top baggie. So This is super simple. You're going to like this. Okay, first of all, let's do our 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. Just, you know I'm not going to measure this. Close enough. A big plop. It's close enough. Same thing with the sour cream. I'm not going to measure it. A couple of huge heaping spoonfuls. It's close enough. Okay. All right. That's that. And then I want a tablespoon of sugar. And this is also to taste. You can add more if you like it sweeter. And if you don't, well, just put less in. That looks like enough to me. Okay. Here's my pepper. And we like a lot of pepper, so not quite 1/2 teaspoon. And salt, probably, oh, it's stuck. There we go. Probably 1/4 teaspoon, just to taste. You gotta have something to offset that sugar. And then the dill. You can add in garlic, you can add in whatever herbs you like. I like dill because it's kind of a ranch type flavor. Okay, this is probably, again, 1/2 teaspoon or so. It's to your taste. So just because I like it this way doesn't mean that you have to like it this way. If you don't want to put the sugar in, don't. If you don't want to put the dill in, don't. Whatever you decide to put in here is fine. Just mush it up in your baggie, okay? Super easy, and it's fun. Just mush them up till you can see you see that? I don't know if you can see that with that light. See how there's specks all the way through it? That's what it should look like. Okay, just mush them all up. Okay, I'm going to, where's my spoon? Hang on. Need a spoon. Got a taste. That's really good. That makes, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so now I want to squirt my dressing onto my salad. I don't have a fancy squirt bottle. I have a Ziploc bag. So how am I going to do this? Real easy. I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to snip the tip off my bag. Don't cut back here, okay? You will end up with big, huge globs of salad dressing. You want to cut right about here. Take just a little bit of the tip off. That might even be a little too much. Start small. You can always go bigger. And then you just squeeze him across the top. Super easy and very pretty. Squeeze that dressing down. Okay. Put a little more on this end. Yeah, I'm running out. That is just the perfect amount for this bowl. Okay. Just like that. Oh, there's just a little bit in there. I'm going to squeeze it all down. Make sure I get it all out. Waste not, want not, right? Okay. There we go. Now we have it all. All right. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Can you see that in the light? Look at all those colors in there. Isn't that nice? Super simple. Took 15 minutes without all my talking. Probably if I wasn't making a video, it would take me closer to 10. Very, very easy recipe. You know there's never enough vegetables at the potluck. This is easy. This takes the stress out of it. This is a classic recipe, and people don't make it nearly enough, in my opinion. So hopefully potlucks are not a thing in the past. Hopefully we can continue to do them, and hopefully that you will try this classic recipe at your next potluck. Okay? Happy cooking, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.